Hi, how you doing? Today I'd like you to think about what happens when you're going on holiday. Um, so when you're going on holiday, you book your flight or your train or whatever, however you're planning on traveling. Um, you probably book your accommodation as well. You get all that sort of sorted. You're planning ahead. You're thinking of all the things you'd like to do. Um, Even if that's just relaxation, you're at least planning that. You're planning, okay, for that week, I'm just going to sit on the beach and do nothing. Or okay, I'm going to book that, go to that place on the Monday, go somewhere else on the Tuesday, so on and so forth. So we plan it, we think ahead. Now, what I'd like you to consider is how often are you doing that in your business? How often are you thinking, right, I'd like to go somewhere, I'd like to do something, and I'm going to make time for that. I'm going to plan for it, I'm going to schedule it in, I'm going to make sure it happens. Um, Now, let's be honest. Sometimes we can plan for something and just we get knocked sideways. Happens to me all the time. But there is uncertainty in life, and let's be honest about that. However, when we know where we're going, when that uncertainty comes along and knocks us for six, when we get back up, we know where to go and we know where to keep heading. Okay. So think about it like, say you're heading to, say you're at the airport and you're heading to, obviously to get a plane for Australia, for example. Okay. And there's absolute chaos and mayhem at the airport, and you get just you just get carried away with the crowd, and just everything's everywhere. And before you know it, you're in a queue, and the plane's about to board, and you realize you're in the wrong queue. You're in a queue to go to, I don't know, Spain, instead of Australia. So you're like, oh, and then running out of that queue and trying to get to the right plane, to the right queue. And you might have missed your plane. So I was thinking about that in the context of your business. Things will happen and there will be chaos, there will be mayhem. But how often do you get yourself back up and go, right, right, I was heading here. I know exactly where I'm heading to. And I'm gonna just dust myself off and get back in the queue again and start walking towards there, or start planning and making your way towards there. And it's really important that you make time for that. I suggest every day, to be perfectly honest with you, at least once a week anyway. But it's really important if we do that on a regular basis. And the reason for that is because there is chaos and mayhem out there. It happens pretty much at least once a week for either ourselves or our client. In fact, the last couple of weeks there were so chaotic with software issues and all sorts of stuff that it was happening every day. There were some days I didn't even want to get up. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen today, kind of thing. But every morning I reminded myself where I was now and where I was heading. And that helped to center me every single morning. It helped me to kind of go, right, I know where we're going. And when the mayhem happened and when everything got a bit chaotic, it was okay. I just was able to go, okay, got back up, dusted myself off and went, right, okay, whew, that was that. Right, okay, where am I going again? And that was just, I really do encourage you to kind of make sure that you're making time every day to know where you're going, to remind yourself of where you're going, even spend, 10, 15, half an hour on anything that you need to do to get there. Just like if you were going on holiday, you would make time to book the flights, you book the accommodation, etc., etc. So even although we can plan for something and we want something to happen and we know where we're going with that, we still have to give ourselves some space, give ourselves some time to actually take action on that, to book the flight, to book the whole to book the accommodation. So within context of your business, sometimes there's just something you might have to do, whether that's to set up an event, set up a website, do some sort of admin of some description, do a financial plan, work out your prices. I don't know, there's a multitude of things that you might have to do. And it's making sure you make time for that. But before you even do that, you almost have to, every day, you have to be thinking, right, where am I going again? What am I planning on doing? Okay, I still want to do this. Yes, right. Okay, what one thing am I going to do that makes that happen? So yeah, I highly recommend you give that a go. Actually, what's really interesting, we have a magical mastermind as part of the Financial Resilience Hub that we have. And I recorded a really good meditation on Friday. It was actually. That can help us. It's a 20-minute meditation, maybe 17 minutes, and it just helps us reconnect and with our business. If you would like it, please give me a shout and I will happily send you a copy. But anyway, regardless of that, just every day, what am I doing? Where am I going? Right, let's do something about that. And then the next day, whew, okay, or even that night, oh my God, that was just a nightmare of a day. Okay, and just breathe. Right. Where am I going? What am I doing? What can I do about that? Okay. Good luck.